This is the Women's Leadership Forum podcast. And I'm so excited today because we have such a special guest. And I consider her a community leader. And
Mhm.
I am so proud that to call her friend. I am proud to call her friend. She's super supportive. But before I get there, let me just tell you who I am, because you all need to know who I am too. So, my name is Colette Coakley. I am the Vice President of Human Resources for Maryland Public Television, that's MPT, and I am the founder of the Women's Leadership Forum. You can find us on Forward WLF.org. That's FORWARD.WLF.org. And you can write us. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how we did even in this podcast. We appreciate you. What are we? What are you? What are you, you ask? We are a community of women who gather to network to advance our possibilities through our voices, resources, and connections. And we welcome all women, stay at home mom to the CEO, to the vice presidents. We welcome all of you and we meet you where you are to take you to your next possibility. So, this podcast is designed to feature awesome women in our community, awesome women who are doing work not only in their communities, but in their homes and in their work, in their careers. And today, I want to introduce to you a very special, awesome woman, fantabulous mother, entrepreneur, a wife, philanthropist, organizer. I don't have any more words right now, but I'm sure that there are many to describe her. That is the ever fabulous Monique Pearson. Monique Smith Pearson. Let me get that right. I promised her I was going to get that right today. Monique Smith Pearson. Welcome, 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 Monique.
Listen, that introduction, I'm still like on cloud nine. You are amazing. I've seen you do some phenomenal introductions, just spotlighting people, and I'm just grateful that I'm able to serve. I'm so happy that you provide a platform for me to serve. And it's so many women out here that are doing some great things that just acknowledging, how they pour back into the community, just gives a whole nother insight of inspiration for other women. I don't do a lot. I just do enough that, and if everyone can get that one piece of just doing what you can, and you just explained all that with the introduction, just, trying to be a good mom, trying to be a, good wife, trying to be a great businesswoman, and just applying a little bit at a time and just kind of like watch it grow. So thank you so much. My cheeks are still like, oh my God, thank you.
I
She did
know it
an
hurts,
awesome
doesn't
thing.
it? Doesn't it? But it's the truth. And I'm going to do a plug here because last year you graced our presence at the Women's Leadership Forum and you told your story. And you tell your story. I want to hold this up right through your book here. It's called I Am the Ancestor. Before I die, I must share my story. And if you are audience members, if you have not read this book, I implore you to read this story. Your journey is not her journey, your journey is your own, right? But there is something in here, and I don't want to give it away, right? But there is something in here that will speak to you. There is something that's in here that will speak to you. So I want to start by asking you, tell us a little bit about your journey. Now you have a long story. You have a long no, I don't want you to shorten it up, but just give us a glimpse of what your journey was in this story, and your journey is still continuing.
Well, thank you for that. So, I just wanted to say, first of all, just the book, the title kind of started it all. It actually did. I can think of things today that I would have never considered because I was just desperate to make sure that I left something for my children as our truth. And I think a lot of people can understand and where I'm from as far as not having identity, trying to figure out who you are, what your passion is, what your purpose is. And because of the trials and tribulations and as you're growing up, it's a struggle. And if you don't have a support system, how do you do that? And I felt that saying that I am the ancestor, it started with the title of the book and building a legacy. We have some great names, that instantly make you want to pour back into yourself and your family. That's empowerment in itself. If you hear the name the Obama, look at that. Look at the power that comes with that name. And that's what I wanted to do for my children. The pain that pushed my purpose was like fuel for the journey. I refused to allow another child that was hitting right in front of the world fail by a multitude of systems. I had been missing for so long that I was basically a missing milk carton kid. Not having an identity was a tragic situation in itself. But then to try to find employment, you try to build a business, it was very, very difficult. I realized how fortunate and blessed I was to be able to survive the physical abuse, mental abuse, the sexual assaults, just to be able to say, I don't want anyone else to endure that. And what can I do to prevent it? So I quickly dove into every possible means that I could. I reported myself missing. I started working with the local authorities. I went through all the municipals, the Board of Education, courthouse, vital records, everything that you're supposed to do. And here's a little tip for everyone. When you're struggling with your identity or your purpose, find out what you want and tap a little bit into it. Eventually, you're going to identify the things that you don't want in life and the things that you do, and then apply yourself. 2 things. I don't need 45 tips. I don't need 10 ways of how to excel. No, 2 things. Identify what it is, okay, and then apply yourself. And I'll use a quick example. In order for me to figure out how will I be able to drive, how will I be able to start a business, if I have an identity, do I have paperwork, how do I obtain those things? And just basically go after them. Each and every process, go after everything. And that was key. Never give up. And because of that, I was able to work with sorry about the noise, I was able to work with the Ancestors.com, the DNA detectives, and make a connection. I was actually able to find a missing person. This missing person, found my family through lineage, and that was key. So yes, I am still classified as the longest living Jane Doe. And I hope this is still moving. I feel like I'm frozen.
No,
Can you hear
we
me?
can see you. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, on my end it's frozen, so I apologize.
That's
And that's
okay.
why I kind of stumbled across
We're all experiencing this technology. Come on. You good.
okay.
You look good. Go.
Yeah. Okay, great. So the journey continues. So although I've been working with a lot of very skilled, knowledgeable individuals, the forensic science team, the DNA, University of North Texas, I still don't have a birth certificate. I still don't have my true date of birth, how old I am. But it's not going to stop me. Again, with the amount of resources that I've been able to create and build based on my story of being the longest living Jane Doe, I'm proud to say that those works are saving lives. We have been inundated with how many kids have been missing over the years, how many people are forced into human trafficking. And at the end of the day, when you get that knowledge and you don't help someone else out, they're losing their lives. So we're beyond see something, say something. We're now at a stage where we can see something and save someone. So thank you for asking me that.
Okay, so I'm going to move to another question.
Okay.
And it's a question that I actually have had since I met you. So I've been holding on to this for about a year now, right? I have never seen you worry. I have never seen you worry. Do you worry?
Oh, I have a glitch, and I have a glitch, and that's how my worry comes. I'll get, and the glitch is again that identifying what I want and apply it. So the minute that I feel like there's a contract that's not going to be fulfilled, so do I find another contract to keep my team employed because the one that I got all excited for fell through the wayside? The first home that I purchased, you know the worry that comes with home ownership. They want to look at every single credit report, your past, history. Am I going to get my home? Where am I going to, put my children at if I don't get this home? And kind of keep pressing forward. So my worries I've identified as being a glitch when we all experience that. It's just like, now what do I have to do now that I know? Don't let the worry hinder your ability to come out of it and continue to grow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you also for the audience, because usually when we get together as women, invariably this question comes up. And I've watched you over social media, and I'm trying to find out when you sleep. I can't figure that out. I still haven't figured that out. So, what does work-life balance mean to you?
Yeah. So work-life balance is a great thing. I'm glad you asked me that because I am a bursted energy, and I always tell people, some people can work in chaos, and I can work in chaos, which means I can be an author and talk about my book. I can be a director of my movie and talk about my documentary. I can be the COO of a multi-million-dollar construction company. At the end of the day, find out techniques and mechanisms that work for you. Me, I have a journal. And as you can see, I'm already prepared for 2021 several times over for 2021. So I live in that get, be, stay ready. Everything is a get, be, stay ready. So if
Break
I
that down.
constantly prepare myself, just like with dinner. How do you prepare for dinner? Like you're at work right now. You're gonna run through a fast food restaurant, or you're gonna run to the grocery store, or you're gonna thaw out something in the refrigerator. You have three options instead of panicking and worrying and trying to figure it out. But then when it comes to rest, self-care is very important. I take pride in that. So also this in my journey is new things that I like to do when in my moments or my calmness, and I also will schedule it in. Be it that it's getting my nails done, be it that I just frequent a restaurant. Now, mind you, there's a difference between a restaurant and a restaurant. So don't teach yourself.
How you say that again? Say it again.
I said, sometimes you have to treat yourself, and it's a
Okay.
difference between a restaurant and a restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yeah. So when I rest, I like to accomplish a lot, and balance is important to me. I want to do these things. I'm okay. I don't let it stress me out. I wanted this. So if I have what most people may call a burden is, my occupation, the movie, the book, but I find the joy doing the journey. I love it. Like I love it. And if I can pour it into somebody else, I definitely do it. So, but I sleep. I sleep. I
You
definitely
sleep.
get the rest
Well,
of
sleep is important, right? Sleep is
it.
important to our health, right?
Yes.
So, okay, you said that you do take a break and you may get away.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask a more private question.
Mhm.
What's your favorite getaway place?
My favorite getaway is probably in the privacy of my home because I could do it more. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I do go to the beach. I do go to Virginia. I go to Carolina. I'll jet up to New York, but I get to dive into my little private oasis every day. So if I get a book, I have a special chair. I have a special glass. I need that 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's just like now, you notice a lot of people will sit in their car for a long period of time before they go inside the house.
Yeah.
I see that a lot on social media. Like how many people sit inside their car and like kind of, bring down the tone of the day, before they take that energy into their home. Mine is actually in the home. I mean, my kids grew up, we had a library. Oh, I had a little teeny old rancher. It was no big old mansion, but we had a library. And that meant something. No electronic devices were in there unless you were listening to audiobooks. You couldn't take your cell phone, you couldn't take a little bit of your television, you read. And then the music that was in there, it was opera. You know what I'm saying? Things that my kids couldn't listen to, which is the hip hop music. You can listen to that. And those were my little oasis every single day I had an opportunity to do that. But regular, we all go on vacation. That's work. Washing the clothes, packing, coming back,
Okay.
unpacking, washing the clothes, putting it away.
All right, all right, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of my vacation clothes are still in the luggage. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring to the audience's attention how well you match. Okay. She got the red earrings, the red and black brooch, right? The red sweater, the black glasses on top of that lovely boldness, right?
Right.
If you all have followed Monique and you look at some of her adornments, you would wonder, like, what mansion is this, right? Right? So accessories are you. Is that
Oh, thank
is that
you.
part of your like personality?
It's definitely a part of my personality. But let me tell you something. You have done so much for so many women for so long. Today, I wanted to honor you because I remember last year's theme
Uh-oh.
was what? Increase your impact. And
Yeah.
I will never forget the theme of the 2020 forum. It was increase your impact. And because of that, everyone walked away with what we need to do to increase the impact. Your panelist was amazing. The breakout sessions were phenomenal. People were coming up asking questions after every single session, taking notes. Again, you gave them exactly what they wanted. So what is it this year? Forward. It is now. How do we move, increase your impact from 2020, although we're in this crazy pandemic, and move forward into you've already set the platform to prepare us now. If no one's listening to what you're saying and doing right now, instead of wallowing, we don't want to wallow in self-pity because we have to prepare for 2021. And what does it say? Forward. So I'm going to increase my impact that I learned and I'm going to move it forward. With that being said, we all wore red at the conference. So I was trying to wear a little red today just for you.
Well, you're doing it mighty fine, sister. You're doing it mighty fine. And
Thank
I
you.
want the audience to take note what how Monique operates. Now, I tried to talk about Monique, and Monique turns it around to try to talk about the forum. And I'm happy that she is giving us that opportunity to talk about the forum because Monique will encourage a rock if she could. Monique will encourage a rock. She is very good at the word encouragement, and I appreciate that because there were times where I worried, right, about how this was going to get done. Where were the funds coming? Where were the people coming from? How we were going to put this together? And I'm taking note on how she's handling worry and stress. And she may seem like a no stress person. I know that sometimes it gets stressful out there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
you're teaching us how to compartmentalize that and how we can move forward in our lives.
Yeah.
Journaling helps you.
Yeah.
Opera can help some other people. I'm
Yep.
not quite the opera fan, but
That's encouragement.
opera can help some other people. And so for that, I appreciate you lending those words to all of us. Now I'm going to ask you to tell us something that we don't know.
Woo
Something
child.
that something that only us, only us would know.
Okay, let me lean in
Tell
real
me,
quick.
girlfriend, lean in, as they say, lean in and tell us.
Well, I don't think anyone may be on the live, although I invited quite a few people. So I'm a part of an anthology, which is a new book coming up called The Life of an Entrepreneur.
Oh,
And that anthology is basically sharing. Everyone is not made for the armed forces or going to college. It may not be their path. But entrepreneurship is definitely a career. As a matter of fact, those other two areas can still do entrepreneurship as another stream of income. So to me, it saved my life. I couldn't go further my education because of my circumstances, but I run a multi-million-dollar company. So the life of an entrepreneur is very, very important as a message that I want to put out to the world. With that being said, I've been able to take over 120 people with me because we're going to feature those individuals as key sponsors in the book. A private project that I'm working on it.
Okay. We're not gonna tell anybody. We're not
Right,
gonna
no one else
Go ahead.
knows.
Go ahead, girl.
So, as you know, the book I'm the Ancestor Before I Die, I'm gonna share my story. There was the longest living Jane Doe.
Yeah.
And now we're starting the production for part 2, as well as a prequel to the book. So, I mean, that's I'm just really excited. I mean, how many episodes did Star Trek had? You know, people say you can't. You know, is there more? There's more. There's always more. You know.
Well, as long as there's you, there is going to be more. But I wanted to piggyback on what you're saying about entrepreneurship because I got a secret too, Monique.
Yeah, girl.
We have now partnered with the Department of Labor.
Are you serious?
And guess what? Guess what they're promoting?
What?
They are promoting their apprenticeship program through the Women's Leadership Forum. So I'm excited about that because apprenticeship can lead to entrepreneurship, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're inviting everybody to come and learn a little bit more about the what the Department of Labor is offering. Of course, on their website, it's free. We hope to bring it to the Women's Forum website, but they are partnering with us in a big way to help women move forward, right, through their their apprenticeship program. And we are putting all those pieces together so we can help promote that. Because when we talk about apprenticeship, we don't always talk about women and apprenticeship.
We don't.
No, you always think about the truck driver, right? But there's other types of apprenticeship programs that women can participate in that often lead them to being big time like you.
Like
being that big time entrepreneur, right? So I want to put in a plug and a shout out to the Department of Labor regarding their partnership. So I want to ask you one last question, which is, I see you in all of your philanthropy. You will promote the heck out of somebody if you meet them, right? And you believe in them. You promote that. Your dare I say favorite? Your most prominent philanthropic project today. Tell us what that is.
Right now it's in Baltimore City. It's an organization called Hugs Don't Shoot. And usually, right now trying to get grants is very difficult. Any funding is very difficult. I just spoke for the Army. For the Armed Forces. And it yielded several $1,000s. So I will be making a very large check with a comma. I love commas. To Hugs Don't Shoot. And they are going to be working with me to become a part of a search unit in the event that a child goes missing. So, wow. Which is really great. We all want to get involved. The minute that we hear that there's someone missing, the Amber Alert goes off, we don't know. So we're building that as we speak. And they're going to be one of the first groups that's going to be applying to be approved, that if the FBI calls an Amber Alert, and they usually will say, we're calling out to the public, how can we? They will already be outfitted.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. And that's wonderful. I wanted to ask you to leave us with Monique's words of wisdom. Tell the women what you would like to leave them with so that they can move forward.
Never give up. Pour more into yourself. I'm able to celebrate other people because I love myself so much. And I know what love looks like. I know what love looks like because I pour into myself.
Amen.
Me being able to do that, I can love on my children, I can love on my marriage, I can love on my career, I
Yeah.
can find joy in the past. So when you pour into yourself, and it's not a selfish thing, no, if they don't understand that, no, was it the end or was it the O that you didn't get? So again, never give up, pour more into yourself, allowing you to pour into others. Once you learn how you love yourself, it's easy for me to love you because that girl, I can love you. I
Mwah,
can love you.
mwah,
Yeah,
mwah.
because you can identify it. You can identify it, easily when you know love, when you know it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I will say this to you. I love you too.
Oh, thank
So
you.
much.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being my guest. I mean, I feel like we need another talk, just like girlfriends. We need another get together, and we're gonna have
We
to
do.
figure out that time. So there's a new
Yeah.
year coming,
Yeah.
and we're gonna make room for that because we need to make
Yeah.
room for our friends, right? And so
Exactly.
we will continue this conversation. But I appreciate you being on this podcast today, and I look forward
Yeah.
to seeing you at the Women's Forum. And
Yes, the swag bag. I'm not turning down those swag bags I saw. Oh, I will be there. You're giving them gems, those gems.
did you tell them about the swag bags?
Girl, I'm telling them
You know
now.
that we give out swag bags at every event, and they are to die for. We have some tremendous partners this year, but you're gonna have to follow us
Yes.
on forwardwlf.org to understand what's in those swag bags.
Mm.
So I want to leave everybody with what's up next for this podcast and what's coming up for the forum. We have on December 26th at 6 p.m. we have hip hop hair story time,
I like
and
that.
parents, you need an hour. We ask you to bring your children, sit them around the computer, and we will talk with the children about hip hop hair story time, which the authors are young children. The authors are young children, and it's a mother of 8 who has her children illustrating and writing hip hop hair. And then on Tuesday, that would be the 15th of December, we have Jennifer Marana, who is the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Broadmead. She will talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. It is a hot topic of the HR world, is a hot topic of large corporations. We want to talk about diversity and equity and inclusion and what does it really mean? What does it really mean? What does diversity mean? Equity and inclusion really mean? And then it's going to lead you right to buying that ticket for the forum. So again, you can purchase your ticket on forwardwlf.org. It's on the screen now. I have a wonderful producer who just put that up there for me. Thank you. Forwardwlf.org. You can buy your ticket now. It's a 3-day event. We promise you, it is well worth it. For the 3 days, we're focusing on you getting a job, workforce development, getting it right, moving it forward in 2021. I thank you, Monique, again for being my guest. As always, you're a great friend and a great encourager. I thank you, audience, for being a great audience, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you.
wonderful holiday.
All right.